Mark, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm well. Happy New Year to you. I'm with Mark Ennis, who is the executive in residence at St. Mary's University. Mark, we were talking prior to getting started around just 2020 and lessons learned. Tell us a little bit about, the things that you learned through 2020 as a business leader and that you're carrying into the new year.
Well, our work primarily is with the retail community in North America. And what we do is we actually support the retail community through research and training programs, education programs, but we also do have special events here at the university around the retail community. And one of the things that was an opportunity for us in 2020 is to become more nimble and agile and understand what the retail community was going through and where could we offer our services in order to help support them. So we actually became a lot more nimble. We actually introduced a leadership program, we had never done any online leadership development programs before. We quickly put together one in the spring to help retailers through the pandemic. We also did several research projects with the retail community to understand how they were coping with the pandemic and how they were changing their business model to adapt. And through those learnings, we were able to take our conclusions and make recommendations to retailers out there of some of the things that they could do in order to manage through this pandemic, which is going on way longer than anyone originally expected. I remember when it first happened last March and walking through the local mall with the stores closed and a notification on the front door saying they're going to be closed for 2 weeks and then they'll be back to normal. Well, that never happened.
Ooh, I wish it had. I actually have recently started thinking about all kinds of things around, getting back to work and those kind of things. How are you seeing? Well, first off, how did you see somewhat broadly the Christmas holidays go for the retailers, and then how are they feeling about Q1?
Well, the Christmas holidays went as probably everyone predicted, which Black Friday was not a washout, but retailers prepared for it by stretching the event into October and even beyond Thanksgiving. So the sales weren't where they wanted them to be, but certainly their online presence and the pivoting to online definitely helped pick up some of the slack from the lack of traffic in store, because a lot of stores were closed or customers were reluctant to shop in person because of some health fears. So overall, I think retailers managed through things fairly okay, but it definitely didn't hit the numbers that they would have had the previous year. And then when you talk about Q1, unfortunately, there's going to be a reckoning that's definitely going to take place. I think a lot of retailers, generally speaking, are able to kind of like stem the tide of their sales slide, through the Christmas season. But obviously, because of the situation, there's going to be more closures in Q1, no question about it. And I think, there's still going to be an extended period where there's going to be lockdowns taking place, throughout the continent. And retailers obviously are going to struggle with decreased demand now that the holiday season's over. So it's definitely going to be a challenge for everybody, no question.
What, as we, I know we've got limited time, as you look at 2021 as a whole, the retailers that make it, what are they doing differently? And then how do you kind of see 2021 shaking out? What does your crystal ball tell you?
Well, through the research that we did even last year with retailers, we found that the retailers that were planning for a digital transformation or who had already undergone or put some of the key components in place prior to the pandemic, they were much better able to ride out the situation, because they already had the infrastructure in place to handle a shift away from bricks and mortar stores and to online shopping. The ones that weren't prepared or didn't have a strategy in place, they're the ones that were scrambling and cobbling together, kind of a makeshift, digital integration approach. And they're the ones that are kind of lagging behind at this point in time. So it's I think that the stores that, or the retailers that seem to have a better handle on who they are and who their target customer is and what do they represent as a brand, and also what their connection is with the communities that they serve. They seem to be the retailers that are better equipped to manage through this. And of course, you have your what they call essential retailers, but the Costco's of the world and retail, grocery, and drug, they're obviously seeing extremely high sales increases, and they're going to continue to thrive during this situation. And a lot of them are actually putting other things in place because they're kind of flush with cash. They're going through faster integration with digital technologies. They're renovating stores, they're upgrading their supply chain and investing in making their banners stronger. And the ones that aren't essential retailers, which definitely the fashion retail and any mall-based type of retail, they're the ones that really need to identify where they're going to go from here. And hopefully they've identified that by now, and they have a plan in place that they're going to be executing, because, let's face facts, the traditional customer traffic that they're used to is definitely not going to be back till the fall of 2021. Hopefully that'll happen if the immunization rollout takes place as they say. But getting from January to September, it's going to be a tough slog for all those types of retailers.
Mark, it was great catching up. Maybe we can do this again in Q3 as we go into another holiday season, see kind of how things have laid out. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'd be happy to do it. Take care.
All right. Talk to you soon. Thank you.